All right, we are live. Welcome. We need a name for this show. Welcome back to this Married at First Sight review for season 12, Atlanta. I'm gonna give it a second for people to start.
What are you
coming in? If they come in,
what you eating?
I'm eating crispy M&Ms. My favorite kind.
Crispy M&Ms?
Yes, crispy M&Ms started years and years ago. They got discontinued multiple times. The best M&Ms. They used to be in the turquoise bag, and now the turquoise bag got taken and given to the pretzel, and then they came back with a lime green bag. Either way, best M&Ms. I see some people in here. Welcome. Say hello. I can say hi to you.
What up?
This episode was just a few weddings, the 3 weddings, and a little sneak preview of what could possibly be a train wreck.
Monstrosity is what it is. It is a foreshadow. It's the beginning. It's the calm before the storm.
I feel like they also might have hyped it up, but I don't know. We'll talk about. Hey, Toya.
Hi, Toya. How are you, sis? Good to see you.
That's actually my cousin.
What's going? Hey, my cousin too. Now we all
hey.
we all. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you.
But yes. So just in case anybody's watching this for the first time later on, Married at First Sight is a show where they go to different cities, send experts. And they send experts, and they find singles in that area, do a bunch of different interviews and personality things and morals and values. They find out all these things about people, match them up with other singles in that area, and then they send them to go meet on their wedding day at the altar. That's Married at First Sight in a nutshell.
That's what it was up until season 10. And here's what Married at First Sight is now. It is a bunch of people with no souls putting together people with explosive and very destructive personalities and watching them get heartbroken every Wednesday night on Lifetime. You got to be soulless to put some of these couples together. It's terrible.
Season 11 wasn't that bad. Season 10, a hot mess. Season 11 wasn't that bad. 3 out of 5 made it. 3 out of 5.
Okay. I want somebody out here to average 60 in school and tell me how good you did.
3 out of 5 is better than 2 out of 5, which is better than 1 out of 5.
It's all an F in school.
But the rules are different in love. Anyway,
okay.
So the first wedding that they showed on screen was Clara and Ryan, because that's what we ended up with last time. So the way it ended last episode was Clara and Ryan exchanged gifts before the wedding, and their gifts were super thoughtful and cute, really showed their personalities. And you don't agree that they were thoughtful or something? When I said they were thoughtful, you look like...
Can I ask you a question? Because I'm learning as we go along. Are you a hopeless romantic?
I don't think I am. I appreciate hopeless romanticism.
You really think they got them those gifts?
I think I need my headphones. I appreciate romanticism. I don't think I myself am a hopeless romantic.
All right. I don't believe that they got them those gifts personally, but we could talk about that some other time.
That whole letter that he wrote her talking about the songs and all that stuff.
All right. So let me just, for people who are not akin to the show, let me help you understand what's about to happen. The wedding episode is the episode where everybody gets fooled into having hope for these monstrosities of marriages. This is when you actually are fooled into believing that these fugazi matchups are actually going to work out. Okay. If you go ahead, Ryan and Clara.
So you can hear me, right?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. So Ryan sent her this like really he sent her his pre-vows before his vows, basically. It was a long love letter about all of these amazing things that really resonated with her. And then she sent him a gift of I don't remember, but at the bottom of it was like some alcohol trick that only white people really know. And he got it, and he had to get on his knee to do it, and they enjoyed it. It was a show of their personality, which was very cute. And then he got them blindfolds so that when they got to the altar, their first meeting would be like physical touch instead of like seeing each other, because he was saying that physical touch is a strong emotion. It's like a strong thing. So I'm just saying what he said. That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead.
So they did the blindfolds, and they got led to the altar, and their hands got put in each other's hands. So they touched first, and then the maid of honor and Ryan's brother came to take their mask off.
Lord, here we go. Something else you all need to know if you haven't watched the first couple ones. Ryan's brother is gonna come up a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot, but you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm going to be a reoccurring guest on this show until Ryan's brother's availability comes back. Then I will thoroughly and quickly be replaced. She is in love with Ryan's brother.
I wouldn't say in love. But anyway.
What would you say? What would you say? What would you say?
It seems like a cool guy. That's all I'm saying. So they take the blindfolds off and they see each other for the first time. And I feel like it's more awkward than it needs to be, because she's like, oh, because they're literally eye to eye. But anyway.
She makes a lot of faces.
You know who else makes a lot of faces? And we'll get to that. Virginia. Anyway. Let me put up who we're talking about so people know who we're talking about. Talking about Clara and Ryan. So now we're caught up to this episode. All that happened last week, and now we're caught up to their actual wedding. So they do their vows. Their vows, I thought, were great. They had great vows. Well, his were a little out there. Like, you were there when I did this, and you were there when I lost my grandpa.
That was creepy. That was creepy. You're like, you were there when my grandfather died, and you were there when I found myself as a man. Like, no, she wasn't, bro.
She was nowhere to be found, sir. But he was like, you were there for all these occasions in my life.
You were in my heart. Like,
you weren't there physically, but you were there in my heart. It sounded good, and I'm sure she sopped it all up because she is a hopeless romantic. That's the type of stuff she likes. What you doing?
Hey, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question to everybody watching right there. Toya, cuz listen, let me ask you a question. Now, mind you, they're getting married, but this is also their first time dating. This is their first date.
It's their first date, yes.
If you get on a first date and a man looks across the table from you and says, "You have been in my heart all along. You were in my heart in my 8th grade class when I passed my math test. You were there at my auntie's funeral." Like, excuse me, sir, we just met. You don't even know my last name. What is wrong with you? Yo, if you're not watching it, it's some creepy people on this season. Don't let Tasha fool y'all into thinking that all of this is romantic. This is trash.
It's romantic for her because this is like they got matched very well. That's all I'm saying. So anyway.
Tasha, if a man on a first date tells you, "You have been in my heart at my grandfather's funeral," excuse me, sir, I don't know you. If my wife said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be with you. You've been there with me. When I was on the toilet 12 days ago, you were there with me at my aunt's graduation."
But it wasn't.
I get what he was trying to do. I get what he was trying to do, but no.
I get what he was trying to do.
Yeah, no.
And is that something that she would like? That's something that she would like. Luckily for him, she liked it. Hers were cool. They were. I don't really remember them that much. They was good. They were cool.
Hey, Janae said if a man told her that on the first date, she called the police. That's a fact, Janae. You got the right idea.
Period.
Listen, I know. I just found out that women they send like their location and stuff to their girlfriends when they go out on a date to make sure, like, if he's crazy, they could just call him. Or I didn't know people did that. I never did that. I never had the foresight to do that. But after a man tells you that you was in his heart and his mind at his grandfather's funeral, I think it's time to make that call. It's time to send it.
Yes. And before we keep going, let me just in case people don't know who we're talking about. Clara and Ryan, this interracial relationship, this interracial couple.
Here she go.
Because y'all know I can't say it right. So speaking of their interraciality.
Okay. All right.
Interrationality. Speaking of that.
Keep going.
She said, "What's my new last name?" Right? And you remember a couple episodes ago, I was trying to figure out what he was because his daddy looked a little Hispanic. You know, I couldn't figure out what he was. He had the little.
If I recall correctly, you've been very disrespectful, actually.
I was trying to figure out if he permed his hair or not.
No. They're trying to make it sound innocent. It was your first day filming in Tyler Perry Studios behind you with that plant behind you. So you were on 10. And you made a lot of passive aggressive jokes about that man and his nationality.
I was trying to understand because I couldn't tell he wasn't full black. He said his last name was Oubre,
like Kelly Oubre, the NBA player.
Yes, and that his family's from Louisiana, and he's Creole, French Creole. I said, oh, okay, now I get it. She said. I was looking for something simple like Jones or Brown or Smith. It was clear that she lied to us, talking about she wanted an ambiguous looking guy. She wanted black man, period. She lied to us, but she didn't lie to them because she got what she wanted. She wanted black, period. BLM.
But she wanted like African American. That's what she specifically wanted, African American.
If she wanted a Jones and a Smith and a Brown, she wanted regular black.
She wanted someone who directly still had their slave last name. And I was like, wow, that's really brave to say out loud, sis. I mean, no, listen, let me tell you something that's really brave. After a man, first of all, when he said Oubre and she was surprised.
She couldn't even pronounce it. She said, what? He said Oubre. She said,
what?
She said,
ooey. He's like, no, not ooey.
Uchi Wally.
Yeah, and then he tried to act surprised that she was surprised, and I was like, "Well, if she's been in your heart since your grandfather's funeral, you should have known that she did not want the last name Oubre, or somebody's lying here." And yeah, she was not. She did not like the idea of being Clara Oubre.
And that's a cute name to me because his brother Chad.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Chad Oubre.
Here we go. Here we go. Yo, let me tell you something. We have no discussions before we hop on this live. We have no discussions. The fact that you find a way to shamelessly bring that man's brother into every conversation, you should be ashamed of yourself. Yo, if you want to holler at his brother, just say so. And we can all help you. There's a lot of Married at First Sight Facebook groups. We can find his IG and get it to you. But you are fine. That man has been in 13 seconds of this show in 3 episodes, and you are finding a way.
He looks so cool. Like when they was taking the wedding photos. He was just looking like the man. The rest of them were like doing goofy stuff, and he's like, nah. Anyway, it's not about him. It's not about him.
I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't bring him up. I didn't think to be offended by the fact that she said she wanted just a Jones or Smith. Until just now.
I'm not offended, but
I'm not offended, but I didn't think it was that noteworthy until just now. Like, wow, that's really interesting to say out loud.
She was like, I want to see him, and I want him to look like he has something, but I don't want to know exactly what it is. Like, no, girl, you wanted black. Don't play with us. Don't play with us.
I would have made it keep describing. Like, what else you want?
She told them what she wanted. She just lied to the camera for us. But that's fine. But I do like both of them have seem to have like strong, confident personalities, or maybe not strong, but confident personalities. They're very secure in themselves. It seems so far, and I like that. It looks like they could like have fun. And he asked her what her biggest fear is, and it was what my initial analysis about them when she was saying, "I'm scared that I'm gonna fall in love quickly, and you're not gonna fall for me." And that was what I was saying would probably be their only downfall, because he's said again that he's never told anybody out of his family that he loves them. So
here's the thing, and this is what I said: y'all keep believing in these fugazi matchups.
Oh, Jamal, start. Look, Jamal, we on the same wavelength. Okay, we here.
Listen, Clara said something very interesting. She said, "I love fast and I love hard," and even her friends said it. Like, yo, she loves hard, and she said herself in the matchmaking episode, she falls for people very quickly. So what do you match her with? You match her up with a guy who says, "I've never said I love you to anyone in my life." What is wrong with you people? Why do you have so much hope for these people? This is fugazi.
But he has been so far. He has been very, very open. Like speaking to her, like once after meeting her, he's been very like open and like kind of like all in. Like, he's asking her 21 questions. Like he's very interested in her and like is trying. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's not like I don't think he wants to hold back. And he's very, very like they're trying to do wedding stuff. And he asking her, "What's your favorite state, girl?" Like, we got to go do our first dance. You asking too many questions.
Everybody tries on the first date.
Not if they're not interested.
Are you saying that because you dated some 48-year-old who looked 50? And anyway, sorry, don't get me started.
We're not going there tonight. Hopefully, we'll probably be there next week. We ain't going there tonight.
Yeah. Let's just keep it at Ryan's brother. All right.
They ain't even let Chad do his toast. They called him up there and they didn't even put his toast on camera. I was real upset about that. I almost rewinded it to see if they really did or not. But anyway, what I don't like about their situation is that the producers trying to make it look like she's a complainer. Like, they're editing it to make it look like she's a complainer, and I think they're like overdoing it because it's not that serious. I will say that.
Yeah, they seem cool so far.
Yeah. We have any other thoughts about them so far? Their first dance was very unromantic because he kept asking her a zillion questions. Apparently, they were at the same concert. They was at the Lil Wayne Blink 182 concert together. They didn't even know. She was there with him when he was at the concert. She was there. So he was right about stuff.
A lot of the couples who end up, at least, I won't say staying together, but having a good rapport, whether they stay together or not, they generally have good conversation at the reception. And they had a really good back and forth at the reception. So, I'll save the rest of my thoughts for our predictions at the end. But so far so good.
Okay. So let's get them off of here. And what y'all thinking in the comments about Clara and Ryan?
Yeah. Just so you know, there are a lot of people on here who just appreciate Tasha's inability to stop thinking about this man's brother. So I just want you to know, even if you haven't seen the episode, you can come back every time. We're going to find a way to make it relevant. And if you're not following the show, at least follow Tasha's pursuit of this young man.
Next time, we're going to have a picture of him to add into their profile.
That's a fact. I need you to copy and paste a picture of his brother.
So the next couple that showed up, maybe I should do them last. I don't know. Should we do Virginia and Erik or Briana Vincent? Who you want to do?
Wait, who? Briana and who?
Let's talk. Okay. Jamal want to go to the train wreck, so we're going to Virginia and Erik. Period. We're going to Virginia and Erik. So for people who don't know who Virginia and Erik are, this is Virginia and Erik. Virginia is a 26-year-old party girl. Erik is the 34-year-old divorcee pilot.
If you haven't seen the episode, just imagine if Fox News married MTV. That's what they put together. They literally put together they put together Tucker Carlson and the cast of Jersey Shore and try to make us believe that it's going to work. And it's already.
So one thing I will say is I am. Matter of fact, before I even get there, let me just go back before the actual wedding.
There's a lot to unpack here.
There's a lot to unpack. Mike, what you want to call her?
I'm right there with you, Mike, because I'm pretty sure Eric's. I want to say this first of all. Eric's family is not giving her a chance because her name is Virginia, and Joe Biden won Virginia, and I'm pretty sure they do not like that at all.
Well, when they said her name at the altar, her mom was like, "Oh, Virginia Lake." She was into it.
I'm pretty sure they would have preferred Mississippi or Alabama.
Not Mississippi. Not Sarah.
At least one of the states that Donald Trump won.
Yikes. Sarah seems a little bit too conservative for her. We're gonna have to go somewhere else. Put your suggestions in the comments, and then we might rename her. But before the wedding, they're going back about how the things that they were telling the producers, they're telling their friends what they wanted and stuff like that. I personally think that she lied to the producers. One, about being ready to be married, period. And she lied about that. Two, about the kind of man she wanted. I think everything that she has said on camera for the show to air, I feel like she did not say to the producers. First of all, why did I call him Tom in my notes?
Because you are very
what?
That's why you did that.
I'm looking down like, who is Tom?
He does, I'm not gonna lie. When I was writing down my notes for this, I didn't write down Erik. I put down Fix It Felix. Don't you like Fix It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph? It's just like he looks like he has the personality of white bread. And
his whole family, when they were showing his dad and his mom walked in, his friends, they just look like the quintessential Republican National Convention. Just
that's a fact.
Like, that's what they were dressed for. That's what they came to. That's what they came to see. Look who you came to see.
I was waiting for Mitch McConnell to come and be one of his games.
But in her family, so he's talking about how he's happy to his parents have been married for like 40 plus years. He's happy to have seen that kind of longevity. She's only seen people run. Her mom is on her third marriage. Her dad is on his second. And she has no example of longevity. And then in her personal life, when she dates, she literally said in this episode, she runs before it gets too serious on purpose. She leaves before she gets hurt, before they can hurt her. She leaves so she can hurt them.
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not disagreeing with what you said about her, what she said to the experts and the producers. But here's what I think happened. I think when she did her interview, I think she described the kind of man that she genuinely knows that she needs, but she did not describe the man that she actually right now wants. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really dangerous because the kind of person that would be good for you, but you just know the people you mesh with, and depending on where you are in your life, that may not be the same person.
And she's 26, but she's also like 22. She's not. She's young. She's young.
You mean like emotionally, like maturity wise?
Mm-hmm. She's very immature. Oh yeah, we getting there, Jamal. We finna get there. When we get to the wedding, we getting there. But
we at least want to see the train move before it crashes. So we're working our way there.
Give us a chance to get out of the station. And then so I just said she's like 22. maturity wise, and that was shown to me in her choice to put on all that purple eyeshadow on her eyelids for her wedding day.
Yo, I'm glad you said that. I want to say a special. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I want to say a shout out to Lifetime because they were able to bring in the makeup designers from the Hunger Games, and because I was like, who?
Why would she just cover her eyelid in purple for her wedding day? Bride was supposed to be natural, and she went in there
looking like Sailor Moon, and that's not something that I would ever notice. But I was like, why does she look like Sailor Moon up there?
Super young, super young.
And here's the thing, I think, and I'm gonna say this a lot of times, Tasha. There are a lot of people who don't want marriage; they just want weddings. And there's something about Virginia that says to me that her favorite part of this process will be, here's the thing. He's 34 and divorced. And he said it himself that this was actually his first wedding. That's what he said before they walked down the aisle. He said this was his first wedding. He was in the military, and I guess to have her on the base, they had to just hurry up and justice of the peace kind of thing.
Sure.
So this was his first wedding experience. She is 26. Do this math, because this math don't work out to me. She's 26, and she ain't been. Thank you. I was just about to say that, Jamal. She ain't been in a relationship since she was 21. Listen, there's a big difference, and maybe it's just me because I'm in my 30s. But at this point, you ain't been in a relationship since she was 21, and your first time jumping back into a relationship
is marriage.
You're getting married at first sight. So you going from junior year in college to married at first, and you ain't been in no relationships.
She runs from them all before they hurt her.
But here's the thing. Listen to why the math don't work out. She said, I ain't been in a relationship in 5 years. That's what she said, right? Mm-hmm. She's 26. She ain't been in a relationship in 5 years since she was 21. But then she said, anytime she's involved with somebody, she runs, which means she's involved with people, but she doesn't count them as relationships. And that, to me, equals something that I'm a 34-year-old divorcee.
No, because you could be involved but not be in a relationship
for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen someone run.
You can be involved with somebody and maybe not make it to the "you my man, I'm your woman" stage.
Since 21?
Yes.
I don't know. Something don't feel right with that. Something don't feel right.
But her parents showed up to the wedding. They wasn't on board. Right? Mother was nowhere to be found before. Dad was looking like, I'm going to watch it on TV. But they showed up.
The stepmother was there. I think the stepmother probably talked to the dad because she came to the wedding, the dress
shopping.
Yeah.
But the mom showed up, wear a purple streak. That's probably where she put the purple eyeshadow on to match with mom.
It's a lot going on in that family.
Yes. And but that was good that they showed up at least because none of them were on board before. Thank you, Mike. Exactly.
Hey, what's her name, Mike? we don't do subs around here.
He's gonna say me, probably. So yeah, she got them, and then she had them waiting in there at the wedding. They're all ready for her to come out, and she's having a psychological breakdown on the outside of the curtain. Like they can't hear her with that thin sheet separating them. Looking like she's about to be a runaway bride, okay, calm down. But as soon as she walked in the door, for the next 5 hours, that was her face.
These weddings were so fake.
And I don't know if it's because she was maybe a little drunk that she was so that was her face, or maybe it was a nervousness or something because
she was twisted.
Had to be, because she did tell him that she brought a cooler up to the suite. But
as soon as they came back from commercial, she was like, "Let's all take some shots." I'm like, already? We just got back from a Gold Bond commercial. Sis, take your time.
Literally. And and so they go to the wedding. The vows, they're fine. Straightforward.
They're corny.
Nothing to call him about.
Can you go back to the contrast of him being in the room and being like, "Yeah, man, I feel like I'm ready and just want to have a reliable, sustainable relationship." And she's like, "Come on, girl, we too sober in here. Let's get drunk."
They're like, "You need to eat something." She's like, "Probably," but
all of his friends are just in the room doing their taxes and chilling and waiting for the. Her friends are like, "Come on, girl." It's like, this is gonna be a train wreck.
And so the dog is the ring bearer at the wedding.
Tasha, you are bringing up all my points. I'm sorry. We got to stop right here. And listen, I'm sorry for saying this, and I'm sorry. Edit this part out before you upload it to YouTube.
No, it's live.
Well, you got to take it down. You got to flag yourself. White people, y'all got to stop bringing y'all dogs to everything. I'm sorry. Y'all got to stop. Y'all have got to stop. Listen, I'm sorry. I was cool with the airplane. I'm still not cool with the grocery store. I'm in California. They just bring them into the grocery store like it's nothing. But having this little dog on a leash sitting next to this little boy and having him run up to the girl, she's like, "Oh, good boy. All right, now go sit down."
And she's all kissing him. Okay, we're doing something here. Oh. So much.
I'm sorry. I just had to get that out. Y'all got to stop bringing y'all dogs to everything. This is too much.
And you know his mom, exactly, Reggie, period. And you know his mom was over there like, ugh. She had to be like, yuck. What is this dog doing here at the Republican National Convention? We wouldn't even, what? So I know they were not feeling that at all. But they did their vows, kept it moving.
It was corny.
And then the kiss, she pulled him on in there. He was shocked. Okay, his conservatism was like, whoa, whoa.
Fix It Felix wasn't expecting that one
at all. He said, okay. He was excited. Okay,
that was the first time he realized, like, oh snap, I'm stuck.
Literally.
I'm calling Erik Fix It Felix for the rest of this season.
I support it. We do need a name for Virginia though, for sure. He can be Fix It Felix. But I am really surprised at how attracted she is to him. She thinks he's really attractive. Like she's like all over him. And he's so conservative and traditional. He's like, hey, here's my mom is standing here. Like, calm down a little. Like this girl, conservatism is screaming the entire time. He liked it because she's pretty.
Tasha.
What?
Tasha, some of your takes I just don't understand.
What?
Did you just say she was all attracted to him?
She was all over him.
Tasha, she was drunk.
She said that she thought he was super, super cute. She kept kissing all over him, pulling him in, trying to touch his arm. Okay.
She was under the influence.
I don't know. She seemed like she was trying to be all up on this man. She couldn't have been that drunk yet.
I think you underestimate the power of alcohol.
This was at even for the pictures. They only had one glass of champagne. I was everybody, but listen, I guess.
I must admit, I have never been drunk before in my life, but I have seen the powerful effects of alcohol.
Me too.
On someone when they are excited.
I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna give y'all a story time real quick. When I was
hold on. Let me turn my cam off real quick.
No, why?
Go ahead.
When I was a freshman, I want to see your face, Kasaun. When I was a freshman in college, I ended up at this frat party, and
What fraternity?
Maybe I shouldn't say this story because it's
Which fraternity?
actually incriminating. Huh?
Which fraternity?
It doesn't matter because the person wasn't in the fraternity.
Oh, there's a person. I didn't even know there was a person. I just asked what fraternity.
And I was intoxicated and ended up, I was kissing some guy. And when the lights came on, I thought he was really cute. And then when the lights came on, he was not. So Jamal, you're right. Everyone is attractive when you lit.
She didn't know. Listen, when she sober up, she gonna realize she was matched up with Mike Pence.
Mike, you remember this night at Woolley Oak? So
yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because you can't just get out of story time without details. So you were a freshman in college. And how
I was in college.
You said you were a freshman. That's what you said.
Okay.
Hey, did I make that up? You said I wouldn't know that unless you told me.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
So how old was the? I mean, based on the other episodes, I would guess he was at least 36. I'm just saying, based on previous evidence.
No, it was not that old. They're older than me, yes. It was not that old though.
Is this an ex of yours?
Too old for me at the time.
Is it an ex of yours or something?
Is it what?
Is this an ex of yours or something?
No.
Oh, you seem to be protecting his identity for some reason. All right. Well,
we're trying to protect myself. But yeah, I do think she thinks he's attractive in some way. I don't think she's that drunk. Jamal, you said she had a drink in the room. She would drink while she was waiting. She would drink while I know, but I do think the initial, when she saw him at the altar, she was pleasantly surprised.
We're in a tuxedo.
And then she was all over him, and he was so surprised. But I feel like, and then he didn't say it on camera that he was feeling away about it, but I could tell in his body language that he was feeling away about it. Like he was like, "She's pretty, I like it," but also like, "Whoa, like this is a lot."
I think she was the only person who couldn't tell that he was mortified by the idea of being with someone who's aggressive. He tried to like, oh, she's aggressive, and that's different from me. We know what that means.
He was very shocked. Yeah. She's very, very aggressive. I'm sure his family was looking at her like, ma'am, we are at the convention. Calm down. And then at the Republican National Convention,
bombshell,
she tells him her sister is gay and her nephews were artificially inseminated. And he's like, oh, yeah. I mean, that's cool.
He said, I have things. We all have things.
His mom, when his mom find that out, exactly. When his mom find that out, she is going to lose it. Okay, she's gonna lose it. And at the weddings, the family be, talking and congregating together. We ain't get to see the full reception yet. So we ain't get to see the family ask questions and stuff yet.
The funny part is he had just finished telling her, hey, my family's really traditional, really Southern, very conservative. And she was like, wow, that's great. My sister's gay. and her kids. Yo, from that moment on, he looked like a hostage.
He said, oh, yeah. I don't judge. I mean, that's what, hey.
Huh.
Not my thing. That's her thing. That's cool.
It's not my thing. We all have things. Things are things. I'm like,
things are things. And after that, and then they kept editing so that she kept drinking her wine while they was doing the toast. Every 5 seconds she had the wine glass. I'm like, stop! Don't make her look like she's enough of a drinker for y'all. Y'all don't have to edit it to make it look like she's a drinker either. Like she's already enough of it.
they about to make her out to be
having to go to AA after this.
That's a fact. They're gonna make her go to Celebrate Recovery. The internet's gonna have a way with her. Them producers are messing her. Them editors.
No job after this. No job after this. She's gonna have to be a content creator. Which is a job. Don't. But anyway,
the views of Telltale Tasha do not necessarily express the views.
Content creation is a job.
Wilson, Generational Curse Break, or the Life of Podcast on Apple and Spotify.
Are you gonna make this disclaimer every episode?
Every episode, I gotta give a disclaimer at least once.
So yeah, so we didn't even get to the full receptions when the family is asking each other questions and stuff. So hilarious. He said he was going to be there to support her. So if he's trying to, he said he does not want another divorce. Period.
Yeah, not the one after the next 8 weeks.
We're gonna see. We already know.
Yo, did you peep the part at the reception where he was like, hey, I really don't go out like that. And she was like, oh yeah, well, I go out a lot. And he was like, well, I don't go to like clubs or bars or anything. Do you go out to clubs? And she was like, sometimes, but mostly bars. And he was like, oh. Then he did his little confessional. He was like, oh yeah, well, it seems as though my wife maybe goes out a little bit more than me. I was like,
he's trying to be so nice.
That was his way of saying like, oh, they matched me with somebody who belongs to the streets. And
period. He's like, yeah, I don't really go out at all.
And she's like, yeah, I'm in bars every single night.
She's like, I'm the go-go dancer at one of them.
I'm the lady in the cage at the Soul Train show.
Literally. But I don't even feel like that reception is the people is gonna mesh. The families. I don't even know how that's gonna work out, but
nope, because she's ready to party and his family is filled with Pharisees and Sadducees.
Scribes and all.
Good luck, Virginia.
Yeah, good luck.
Even in the toast, did you notice his boy was like, good luck with his mom or whatever he said?
Yeah, he was like, his dad is like the most generous person you'll ever meet. His mom, well, you'll figure it out. Dang.
Oh man, good luck with Kelly Loeffler over there.
Yeah, this at the last week when they were at the bachelor party, he was like, oh, he's not throwing back shots right now, and she was drunk in the bathroom throwing up.
And they cut to her like, oh. So, y'all petty people.
Yes, but it was great. It was great television. I think we can move on. We're good on Virginia and Erik. Oh, because the last thing I'm gonna say, her friend's toast was like, I didn't think you were gonna be the first of us to get married. Never would have believed it.
Yo, her and the other girlfriends are trash.
Trash.
She said, I never thought you would get married before me. I was like, excuse me?
She was like, you the first? Couldn't have paid me to believe it. Yeah, they're the worst.
Yo, can I tell you the quote that threw me off the most from that toast? It might have been small, but the way she worded it really threw me off. She was like, we've enjoyed countless laughs and events and alcohol. Countless. And as soon as she said that, he was like, drinks. They cut to his mom and she was like,
his mom was watching her like a hawk with that wine.
That's a fact. He might be a mama's boy.
For sure. And she thinks he's not old enough to get married again. She thinks he's still a child. He's definitely a mama's boy for sure. Yeah. But we already know how that's going to end, so we're going to move on.
If you just want to watch a train wreck and you want to watch two people implode over time, just cut to their scenes. It's gonna be bad fairly quickly. They're gonna go on the honeymoon to Mexico or Puerto Rico, wherever they go. and here's the thing, she's gonna go extra hard because she's on vacation. And he's going to be like, why don't we just stay inside and read Philippians or whatever conservatives do? And she's going to want to keep going out And she's like a free spirit, so she's gonna find his like conservatism to be putting her in a box. And if you want to watch a train wreck, pop some popcorn and enjoy.
Yes. The next wedding was Briana and Vincent's.
Who?
Briana Vicente's wedding was next.
Yeah.
Briana and Vicente, the king of salsa and merengue and bachata. Also known as Father Teresa.
Yeah.
Also known as.
Yes, if you're new to this, Tasha thought that this man is getting a first class Delta ticket to heaven because he gave 3 ferries to the homeless in Atlanta.
He is a very humble man, very generous man. We found out this episode, he's a man of God, prayer.
I'm not doing it this time.
He's a man of prayer. Let me fix myself. A man of prayer, and I gotta get my plant in the shot. That's important.
Here you go, live from Tyler Perry Studios. Hey Tasha, what were you saying about him last week? Let's recap.
Last week it was a rough week for him. He's just a man, okay? He's just a man. He's just a man.
I just want to make sure this analysis is consistent over time.
You know what I'm saying? We're all human. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up one day. Okay. You know, one day he the stripper was enticing him.
I'm not judging. I understand.
Me neither. I'm not judging him.
The only man who seems not to catch your wrath is Ryan's brother.
Because Ryan's brother he ain't done nothing wrong. Yeah, he picked out a bomb suit for him. He kept the pictures looking real nice and smooth. You know what I'm saying? He took off the blindfold right. You know, he seems to be doing everything right, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about, okay, we're moving on to Briana Vincent.
Okay.
Yeah, and before the wedding, he talked about he wants to be a man of one wife, okay? He's pulling out his scriptures. And you know, he's very committed to this. At first, it seems like he really just wanted to be wait. What?
The views of the Telltale Tasha Show and BM's comments do not reflect the views of Kasaun Wilson, Generational Curse Record Clothing, or the Life of Podcast.
He seems to be in shape. He's not fat at all.
I saw a meme today that said Winnie the Pooh is actually a female. I'm sorry, it's a sidebar, but I have to do my research on that. And my childhood got thrown off.
Right.
I was like, Winnie the Pooh didn't wear no pants. So like, anyway. Sorry. So back to the wedding.
Yeah, he it seems like at first he just wanted to be a daddy. He just needed somebody to come in and help him. But now, you know, he's really expressing that he wants a actual wife to be there to build this family with him and not just be a super dad. He wants to be a super husband also.
This is my star couple. I told you last week. This is my star couple.
They're not my star couple. They're not my star. What? I'm not even pulling that up. I'm not even gonna pull that up.
I need you to put your real name in your YouTube channel.
I need a picture.
Profile for us to put that. You can't be making no names by no alias like that.
No. You're not gonna do that to my man Vicente. Vicente, that's my cousin. First of all, don't even do him like that.
Wow, he's your cousin now. He wasn't your cousin last week, and you was bashing him.
He was my cousin the first week, and then last week.
Okay.
Anyway,
you know, Papa, you are being very wishy-washy with this show. The man gives away some shoes to the home. He gave away 3 Nike slides to the homeless. Now he can't do no wrong. He had an innocent conversation with a stripper. Now he needs to go have an altar call and go to MegaFest to get his life right. Now this week the man carried the little Bible from the inauguration. Now he back in your good graces. This is not. Whatever, Tasha. Whatever, Tasha.
Last week. Last week he was still Father Teresa because he was saying when Chris was trying to say, what if she ugly? He's like, no, you got to get to know her. Like, even if you don't think she's attractive, like you got to take the time to get to know her. You know what I'm saying? He's still a good man. Okay. But
you gotta keep that same energy, man.
He's a good man. Okay.
Everybody watch it. I want y'all to watch how she flip-flop on these characters every week. Based on whatever they do that week.
I can only go with what I'm shown, okay? I can only go with what I'm shown. Briana was there getting ready with her family. Her mom was surprised that she wasn't a bridezilla. Surprising to me too, because I was getting that vibe from her. The last week, I was getting that you better do this and that vibe from her, but her mom said she was surprised that she wasn't, so that's good.
I'm trying to tell you, she's super cool.
But in the vows, her family played her. She's nice, but she bossy. She'll help you, but she's bossy. She's this, but she bossy. But basically, she's your boss now. What? Who wants to hear that on a wedding day?
Wait,
why would y'all say that?
Can I just say this about her mom?
What?
I love the South. I'm gonna enjoy watching her mom talk. Her Southern accent. Hold on, I recorded it. Can I play one quote her mom said?
Go ahead.
Yo, the way her mom says, "Sisters, blessed my ever loving soul." Hold on.
Share space with a man. Girl, you share a space with your sister.
Hold on, one more time.
You share space with a man. Girl, you share a space with your sister.
But why she do that and play her sister at the same time? You try to say her sister dirty like a man? How dare you?
She said, girl, don't even worry about no man. You already shared a space with your sister. With your sister.
Why would they do that?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is Asia or Asia, which one is your name, but how to pronounce it. But exactly. I was like, why would y'all say that and scare that man the first impression?
Every time they said she was bossy, Vincent's beard glistened a little bit less. Like you can see his beard, his beard became downtrodden.
And then they got to his vows, and his explanation, like his description. Vincent's the man. Okay, when they were saying his, I'm like, yeah, and everybody was impressed, and they was like, yeah, he do stuff, and he tell you what he did later. Like you don't even. He's silent. He moves in silence.
He got you. Hey, yo, and her vows, her family basically said, she's your problem now, Doc.
She's like, finally, she can stop bossing us around, and y'all can go home and handle that all on your own because we don't have time. But I love the respect that Vicente's family had for him, his familia had for him.
I don't. No comment. No comment.
And but they did say she's the boss now, and I feel like he wasn't appreciating all this boss talk, okay? Because he's like, first of all, I know how to run a house, okay? Y'all not gonna play me, act like I'm just about to be second in line to this girl. Like I'm gonna treat her right, but also I'm still gonna handle what's going on up here. What?
I was gonna say it's very confusing to have somebody who seems very nice and gentle next to you, and her whole family's like, hey man, good luck to you, man. And she's like, like there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? I like it. He seems like a cool, laid back guy.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to, someone's brother that will remain unnamed.
We can name him now we know his name.
Oh, we do?
Chad.
Oh. So I didn't know we knew. He seems really laid back and really chill. And I can tell it's not a situation where he can't assert himself.
Exactly.
But I don't think she is the kind of person who. I have a lot to say about them, but I'm gonna leave it there. I learned a lot during the wedding. I'll just leave it at that.
I feel like he can and probably will be an assertive man. I think he was very nervous, which any of them are. And you could tell that he was nervous throughout the whole thing. Like it was a little awkward, but like obviously they're nervous, so it's going to be awkward. And he even said it. He's like, "I'm going to warm up. Like, just give me a second."
He said it a couple times. Like, "I'm nervous. I'm sorry."
Yeah, and I could tell it was cute. It was cute. But I feel like once they like have a little bit more conversation, he'll absolutely be able to assert himself and I think that she's gonna like that too.
And the one thing that he said about what his perfect night was, didn't you find that interesting? Where he was like, "Yeah, I just love if we stay in, get a movie, get some food, sit on the couch, get some wine, and chill." And remember when during the matchmaking episode, what she said she wanted was somebody who she can come home to. Mm-hmm. They chill on the couch, watch a movie, and drink some wine. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell you, this is the only couple that has a chance.
It's not the only couple that has a chance.
I'm trying to tell.
The only couple that has a chance? What do you have against Clara and Ryan?
We'll get to it. We do predictions at the end, right?
Yeah. Wow. Tell me something I don't know.
I will. We'll wait till we get to the
end. That's actually all. Their thing was pretty straightforward. They were very comfortable with each other when they're taking the pictures. They were comfortable with each other dancing. He's excited to teach her about his Dominican culture and the dancing and stuff like that. She is, open to it and blah blah. That's all I'm gonna say when we go to our predictions.
I want to say I knew she was bossy because she used the word ample in her vows, and I was like, "Who?" Listen. We all know the word ample, but I don't really use it. She used that. She was like, "We'll have." Right. She said, "We will have an ample amount of fun." And I was like, that don't even sound fun. Like using the word ample and fun in the same sentence don't even go together. But here's my
why? BM, what are you talking about? He got money. He is a car broker.
I want you to figure out. I want you to figure out how to spell. Anyway, my final thought on Vincent and Briana is simply this.
You shared a space with your sister.
That's it. That's all I want to say.
Because even then she was like, "What if he ain't okay?" Like, girl, you don't even know. Like his mom was saying, he might be cleaner than you, looking at you to clean up your stuff. Give away some shoes.
She was very, very big on his looks before she saw him, and I was like, "Wow!"
And I didn't realize that was going to be a thing.
But she did say that a part of her problem is that she will always look at the physical before she gave people a chance in the past. And I was like, wow, I would have never put that with her, what I've profiled her to be in my head.
Think they said it on a flyby on one of the earlier ones, but I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. When he said it, she was like, oh, she was actually impressed. And I think that made him that probably lit his heart up.
That's actually an interesting comment. All of the ladies asked the guys what they did. Do you think? All right, here's what I'll say, because I don't know if this is true or not. I think that what do you do for a living is a top 3 question for a woman on the first date. Is that correct?
Sure, but not necessarily.
What are your top 3 questions that you would want to know about a guy?
What do you like to do when you're not working? That's important to me to know. That usually is a long conversation. I like when people have hobbies and stuff. That's.
You want to know if they have a hobby before you know if they have a job?
Well, I know if they have a job, so I don't necessarily need to know.
How do you? Oh, you be stalking? Oh,
why?
I forgot. You be investigating.
Well, why? I ain't been on a date with nobody I ain't know at all.
But all right, so let me rephrase the question. All right, outside of your name, in fact, I'll just say it. Outside of a person's name, what are the top 3 questions you would like to know about someone that you're interested in? Age, obviously, that's number 1 on the board. Obviously, we've already covered that part.
Why
Age
is that obvious?
Do we need to replay
No.
the matchmaking special analysis?
No. Yeah, that's definitely a top 3. I think I think that the men probably didn't ask I feel like men who probably have like a provider mindset don't care what kind of job their wife has. If they'll find out and it'll be a contribution, but like they don't care that much. Like, you got a job though, right? Okay, we're good. I don't think they care exactly like what it is and how much money they're making. If they have like a mindset where like, I want to be the main provider for our family, I don't think they care.
Has every guy you've been out with asked you?
You're assuming that I go on a lot of dates.
I mean, I figured you've been on more than 0.
Barely.
Have you been on 1?
Yeah.
More than 0. I mean, it could be 1. All right. So on the last, let's say the last date you went on, did the guy ask you?
He asked me like in our talking like before the date. Yes, like yeah.
Oh, word. Okay. I'm just curious because that's not something that I don't think people talk about it, because it did seem like all the ladies kind of got straight into like, hey, what do you do? What's your last name?
He didn't find out what I did for it. It wasn't like the first conversation. Like he didn't ask me, and I don't be like throwing it out there either. So it was like, a little bit into our talking that he found out.
For those who don't know, I'm sorry to tell everybody, Tasha's in the Illuminati. For those who don't know, she produces this YouTube channel at Tyler Perry Studios, and to throw people off, she does Married at First Sight to throw people off on what she does, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like guys probably just don't care that much. If a man is making like a certain amount of money that is like, I got us both, like if they're making that much, they probably just don't care. If he's a pilot, he don't care. Eric's a pilot.
That's interesting, because I think,
and we don't even know what Virginia does. She might not even have a job. So, and he wouldn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think career speaks to passion as much as it does. Your career speaks to passion as much as it does income. So I feel like it's an important time.
Not necessarily. Some people are working just to work.
Yeah, but I feel like that's important to know if you're just working just to work.
Sure. Okay.
Like, are you living in, I guess, purpose, as some would call it. But, the next date you go on, just send the dude the link of you trying to pull the wig over your locks. And
thank you for being a supporter of my channel.
Subscribe to the channel, by the way.
Subscribe to this channel. Make sure to like this video.
You can watch her literally try to pull a wig over her head for
funny.
20 minutes straight.
It was success. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So we did get, let me take these people off of here. We did get a little bit of next week's wedding of Paige and Chris.
Here we go.
Y'all remember Paige and Chris? We did get a little, I'm dead, Mike. We did get a little. We got a little. First of all, Reggie, don't even try me. Okay, We got a little bit of Paige and Chris's wedding. Paige is certain that this wedding is from the Lord. Okay. She believes that this process was ordained by God, and the Holy Spirit is telling her that this is it.
Hey Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see on Facebook and social media, Instagram, Twitter, and all that, where a whole lot of people were saying that it was God's will for Trump to be reelected?
Yes, I did. I watched
thing.
a lot of prophecies.
Same thing. All right.
I watched a lot of prophecies about that.
Same principle applies.
So she's so calm, and she's just ready. You know, she's not freaking out. She's not nervous like everybody else. She's just like, this was my life's purpose, to be this man's wife and to bear him children. Okay. First of all, they just ready to have some kids. He wanted a bunch of kids and she wanted a bunch of kids, and they just ready for some children.
If this man says the words honeymoon baby one more time, why do you want to give this woman a honeymoon baby so bad?
He wants children.
Adopt.
I thought she looked I need you to show yourself. I thought that she looked great. I loved her wedding dress. I loved that train. Her body looked banging. Her hair was an upgrade from when they told her that she got matched. We talked about that a couple episodes ago.
No, you talked about that, and I turned my camera off. See, the views of Telltale Tasha do not necessarily reflect the views of Kasaun Wilson, Generational Curse Clothing, and the Life Up podcast on Apple and Spotify. I didn't say nothing.
But I thought she looked great. Yeah, I don't know. He wants a honeymoon baby so bad, but he also said he didn't want to have sex with her. When he's talking to his pastor, when they had a counseling session, he said he didn't want to have sex.
Tasha, I need you to put these puzzle pieces together, because you're trying to act naive, and you're not. I'm trying to tell you that man, he knows he's on camera. He's saying all the right things. He needs to have a reality show to himself.
Oh, he's gonna have one. Oh, he's gonna have one.
He knew he had that mic pack on. He had his mic on, and he went in that meeting with his pastor and said, "No, I don't even want to do it, because back in the past, that's where I've fallen short, and I want to do it different this time." And that man cut to him in the barbershop like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get her. If she look good, if she look ugly, I'm trying to give it his honeymoon baby."
Baby.
No, y'all.
First of all, having a honeymoon baby, even if you've been dating somebody for a while, is stressful, because you barely got to have the married life before there's a baby involved. So how you not even gonna have met somebody for a week and you want to get them pregnant? You're not gonna make it if that happens.
It's a lot of things I can say about Chris, but here's the fact of the matter. I am a black man, and I support other black people. So I want people to know that as we move forward in this season, that my silence is actually my support, because I'm not going to say a lot of the things that I really want to say about this young man. But man, just know that when you put it in the comments and I'm laughing, I'm with you.
Solidarity.
It's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that. Kasaun kept his views about this, but he kept it mum. I wanted to hear what he had to say about it, but he didn't want to say what he wanted to say.
All right, Jamal, I'll just real quick, 10-second version. It's whatever image you put out of yourself, that's how you want to represent yourself. That man was willing to say out loud, I got into ministry, but it wasn't paying enough, so I had to do something else. And then the man comes out after that whole soliloquy and says, I hope she's not with me. I hope she's not marrying me for my money. It's called married at first sight. She doesn't know you. What do you mean is she marrying you for your money? Nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares. And I would like to say for the record, because I'm not saying women, but married at first sight fans are stalkers and actually quite creepy. In the Facebook group, they found out what Subway he owns, and he does have a lot of 1-star reviews. And
that's the restaurant he owns. A Subway has franchise.
it is a Subway.
Okay.
At least from what the Facebook, Facebook says a lot of things. Facebook already
They probably right.
Facebook already pulled up his Instagram with the other girls he was engaged to. It's a lot going on. Listen, I want to believe that it's all going to work out. But Chris is a Uno game where all you have is colored cards in your hand. And there are draw fours out there. Like, this game is not going to go well, but you just do what you got to do. I hope for the best. I hope the best for the young man. And
we did see, because last time you mentioned it being weird that we didn't see his parents. You were right. For the record, that was his grandfather. We'll go on record saying that. You were correct on that. But his parents walked him down the aisle.
Sketch as well. So very sketchy. Very sketchy. Sorry.
Why?
Sorry, did you peep the first thing his father said out loud was, "I hope she ain't ugly."
If she ugly, because if she ugly, oh no. So we know where he gets it from. Period. His dad said, if she ugly, and then laughed. That not a good sign. Not a good sign. I agree, Mike. I'm not a fan. Haven't eaten Subway in years. And then, but the thing is, they try to make it seem like I feel like the editing was at play here, because I don't think that he really think that she was ugly when he first saw her. I don't believe that.
No, but
she's not ugly, and her body is banging. I don't think she's ugly at all, and her dress is pretty. So I don't think that his initial thought was she's ugly. I don't believe that.
So here's what I'll say. Based on the photos I've seen of the other people he was engaged to, it does seem that he has a type. I'm curious to know if he is willing to go out of that type for what I believe to be a very nice young lady who's very grounded and spiritual
and has a lot of the same views as him.
Yes,
they are compatible if he can get over it not being his type, which is why I said
I'm not going to go that
before
far.
I even knew what his type was. No, they are compatible with what they've said that they want. They're, even with his shallow list of what he wanted, they are compatible if he can get past the fact that she's not his type.
Yo, Tasha, do you know how many people are not you know how many people have a list of things they want and would not choose to be with that person if they met them, everything on their list?
I'm not saying he's going to choose to be with her. I'm just saying that if he could get over it, they are compatible. I'm not saying that their marriage would last. I'm just saying they're compatible.
Here's what I know. Whether he is completely infatuated with her or is not attracted to her whatsoever, he is knowledgeable and aware that the camera's on him, and he will fake it either way.
Right.
And you will find out on decision day, similar to what's my man's name that was with what was the girl's name who was she was a virgin on the show?
Iris and Keith.
Keith and Iris, yes. Not the same way, but Keith kind of checked out in the beginning.
Sure.
And I feel like he'll be the same way, but in a much more reality star, much more in a reality star fashion. But he was your boy last week. You said they were going to work, and you got to stand by that.
I said maybe.
I don't know.
I'm about to pull this stuff up right now because we gotta wrap it up soon because Keisha and Ashanti about to sing, and I got to get ready for that.
Oh, so we did this early because I thought you were doing it for the public. This is for you?
Yeah, I got my microphone ready. Oh. What? Follow me on Instagram at the Telltale Tasha. We will be enjoying verses tonight. Predictions. I'm going to show what we said last week. Do a small explanation because this is what we said last week. I am gung-ho for Clara and Ryan. I already had a maybe for Haley and Jacob. At first I had a yes for Briana Vincent, then I changed it to maybe when I saw her low attitude, and I'm leaving it at maybe until after the honeymoon.
You're wrong.
I'm not changing nothing until after the honeymoon at this point. I'm leaving all of this until after the honeymoon. I'm not going to change nothing else. You said you changed your no for what? No, you had maybe for Clara Ryan. I think you left it. Haley and Jacob, you had maybe. No, one of yours.
Wait, no. Haley and Jacob, and
was a no. You had no for Haley and Jacob, I think, and then you changed it to maybe.
Yes, but it's important for people to know Haley and Jacob and Paige and Chris, their weddings are next week. So
yes,
nothing to do with that. Yeah.
So right now I have 3 maybes. I'm only, and just for people who didn't see last week's episode, I'm saying maybe for Paige and Chris, even though I know there's a lot of scandal. I'm only going for what they have shown us on the show. I have stopped doing outside of research. From what I see on the show, I think it could possibly go well if they can, because you said that you think that he's not her type either. So if they can get past the looks, I think.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Paige and Chris.
I'm deciding whether to add another absolutely not to my answer.
Jamal, I think that because we don't really know what Haley's personality is, I said last week that I feel like if they can find a common interest quickly, I think that it could work. If not, I think it's going to go south. If they can't find something in common quickly. But if they do, I think it can go well. And I really don't know where she has no personality at all. We know nothing about this girl. So she might just go along with anything that he does. I just don't know. I need to see more of her to figure it out.
Hey, Tasha, we just need more times on this show where we agree on something. So I would like to create the opportunity if that's okay with you.
What?
BM just said, I think all the people who got married on episode 2 say yes on decision day, which would include Virginia and Erik.
Wow.
BM, whoever you are, you have the optimism of Jesus. You either are the most optimistic person I've ever met, or your gift of prophecy is so strong that you can see things that we cannot see.
You think Virginia and Erik is gonna say yes on this? I don't know.
You think Jersey Shore and Mike Pence are really gonna make it?
Hi, Bryson. Yeah, I don't see that, but I'm actually gonna add some no's on Virginia and Erik next time we pull this up. But I'm waiting, and I'm also I'm just gonna wait. I'm not making any more changes until after the honeymoon. That's gonna be my last time to make any changes. And I'll say this. I think we should just say yes or no maybes.
Okay.
We gotta pick yes or no. Huh?
Right, I'm good
after
with that.
The honeymoons.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Anybody else got any other predictions?
Oh, I have some thoughts that I would like to say.
Oh, do we think is that Cannon at you? Cannon, show yourself. Putting 2 and 2 together.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, I got it.
I was trying not to say it.
Oh, I thought it was a shout out. Okay. I have some thoughts on the couples. Are we doing predictions, or are we sticking to the predictions we had?
You can change your predictions. I'm not changing mine.
All right, so I have some thoughts, and it's not necessarily swaying my decision, but this is just what I believe. I like to give a little analysis as a married person, to just as a person. Who cares? But just some thoughts of what I have. Thank you, Mike. It's always good to know there's some loyal supporters out there. Good to have some encouragement with the content. Thank you so much. So, with Ryan and Clara, here's what I think.
Yeah, I want to know why you feel like why you're not on board with them. I don't understand.
Here's the deal. You have somebody who falls for people really hard, Shout out to her for being all the Black Lives Matter and the Chick-fil-A rallies where they be like, please don't eat the chicken. This is a picture of the chicken. Don't eat it. Like, she'd be down for all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. But here's the deal for her. I think that she falls hard. She loves hard. And she got matched with somebody who is sensitive and vulnerable, but has not had a history of showing it. So here's my issue. She could fall for him really hard. And he could fall for her, but she may not be satisfied with the tangible ways that he shows that he's falling for her enough for her to not make it the biggest part of their relationship. You know those couples, it happens once every couple seasons where they're like, I need you to show me something, or this relationship is not going to go well, or I need to show you need to show me something, or you need to do something. Like, what happens? She says she falls hard and she loves really fast. What happens if on the honeymoon or shortly after, she tells this man that she loves him, and this man has never said it in his life? And
she's definitely falling in love with him on the honeymoon for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So he might actually genuinely be falling for her too, and just not have the language.
But here's the thing, though. He's already showing vulnerability and sensitivity even from his initial letter to her. He's being extremely vulnerable and sensitive. Even in his vows, he was being like that. Like, he is already showing that he's completely open and emotionally available to her. And he's doing things that are there are tangible things that he's doing that's already showing her that he is there and he is willing to be in there.
I get it. My question is, I'm hoping that it isn't lost in translation. Meaning, I hope that she can find a way to see the things that he's doing as giving her the affection and the vulnerability that she wants, versus being hung over on how he does it. Like, again, this is a man that at this point in his life has never said "I love you" to a woman outside of his mother.
Only because he's taking it seriously.
That's fine.
Not because he can't. He just takes it serious.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if he says, for instance, she falls hard, she loves hard, but it seems like, I'm hoping this isn't true, but there's a potential for her to pressure him into expressing love for her that she feels like she's giving him and not getting in return, even though he can feel it, but he's not giving it to her the way that she would like. So if she says, I love you, and he's like, wow, I appreciate that, she could go off and be like, I told her I love her.
But you don't think that she'll be a little bit more guarded this time, because that's her biggest fear, that she won't say it, even if she feels that she won't say it because she's scared?
You never listen. I'm just saying, I don't know. I hope it would make this it makes sense. What you're saying makes sense, and I agree with you. Well, all I'm saying is there is a potential there for her to miss the vulnerability and love that he's growing in her, with her in her with, whatever, you know what I mean? But she might want it a certain way. Like, if she falls hard and loves hard, she can give love a certain amount of way. That could be physical, it could be words of affirmation, it could be all of these things. And he may not necessarily show it that way, or know how to show it, or have experience showing it. She can say, I love you. And understandably so, he may not be in a position to just let it fly, because he might feel the weight of what I love you actually means. It's his first time saying it. And you remember last season, it was like, hey, I want to wait for the right time. I want to da-da-da. And there's a potential for her to be like, yo, I feel neglected. I feel like I'm putting out. I need you to show me, even though he could be showing her, but she may want it shown a specific way to feel validated. And I hope it doesn't get that way. But that is why I'm still at maybe. I still need to see how he responds to her very, very swift falling in love with him. And even if he's falling for her, how well he's able to communicate and express that to her. And if she accepts it, even if it's not the way that she's used to.
Okay. Fair. I'll let you, hold off. Okay.
Virginia and Erik, train wreck, worst match. I mean, it really is. And I mean this with all my heart. It is like if Fox News married MTV as a channel. And if there was a list, if we ever just sat down and did one of these episodes for a list of the top 5 matches that were doomed from the start, this would be up there.
Yes.
I really do believe this would be up there. So they're screwed. It's over.
Yeah, for sure.
Vincent and Briana.
Vicente.
Okay, whatever. Here's my concern with them. It's a small thing, but something really important. Asia said, "Can we make that happen? We can." I mean, it's on Tasha. I don't know if she has.
Oh yeah. We have a couple of extra ideas. We're gonna do best matches. We can do worst. We can do worst too.
I'm with it. With Vincent, well, with the guy and Briana, it's something very, very small that she said, or that her family says as well, but it really kind of concerned me. It raised the eyebrow. She said that she's expressed concern on multiple occasions that she's never lived with a guy, which isn't that big of a deal, but it does let me know that she may feel something for him, but she's just not used to being comfortable in her own space, which means to me, I wouldn't necessarily be concerned for the honeymoon because I feel like that's like a mutually unique space. But when she comes back home, I think having a guy,
but they're gonna put them in a neutral space. They're still living together. You're right.
That's cool. Oh, you're talking about the basketball player, Mike? Yeah, that's definitely top 5.
Definitely top 5.
Abandonment issues, and you put her with somebody. I would have sued if that was me. You're gonna have me crying on cam, and then you're gonna set a camera up here, so when I have a breakdown in the middle of the night, you got it pointed right at. No, you ain't doing that. But I'm not concerned about the honeymoon. I'm concerned about when they come back home. She said that she is uncomfortable living with a man, which to me is not necessarily about cleanliness. To me, it's a concern about her being defensive. I feel like the idea of dating Vincent is cool, like being with him, but him being in the same space, I wonder if she will have some sort of defense mechanism to cover up her discomfort. Like, I wonder how comfortable she'll actually be with somebody in the house with her at all times. I feel like she's the kind of person who like wants her own space. If she wants to go off and do her own thing, she can. Like, she definitely wants that whole couch moment, the cuddling, all that stuff. But I wonder if she will feel cramped.
Yeah. And she don't like chicken. So he's like, I'm Dominican. So what you mean you don't like chicken? I remember him saying that, or I remember her saying that.
Did you notice he said a couple times, not a red flag, just something to keep in the back of their mind. He kept saying, I hope she likes me, like who I really am. Did that didn't stand out to you?
Mm-hmm. That's why I have them on maybe.
Nah, that's still the star of the show. But it's like, all right, here's what I think of Briana and Vincent.
I think he's saying that because she doesn't know his past, and I think his past is a little bit more hurtful than he's been showing on camera. First he was talking about how he just didn't have his dad. Then in this episode he kind of said he didn't have his parents, and then like I don't remember his parents being there. I know his aunt was there, I saw his cousins there and stuff like that. But it's just like I think he has a little bit of a sadder past than has shown on camera, and I think that he's scared to share that, with somebody who's an engineer who might be a bit more established and kind of stable. And he kind of, like I say, he pulled himself up from the mud. You know what I'm saying? he's a little different.
It was such a big moment where he shared what he did, and she was like, "That's awesome." And he was like,
"Yeah, that made him light up."
That was the goosebump moment. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, she's gonna have to keep doing that.
But Briana and Vincent, they're like, remember Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman? Eastside High. They're the valedictorians of Eastside High. Meaning you probably only need a 2.4 to be the valedictorian. So you're the top of the class, but the class ain't that special. And that's how I feel about this season. They're the best couple this season. A lot of dumpster fires, but they're the best of the bunch. And all you have to do is be the best in the school.
To you.
To in my opinion, right? It's all my opinion. But I mean, if I were to give my honest and transparent opinion. I think that there are some biased reasons why you're rooting for Ryan and Clara, but
no, that has nothing to do with it.
well, sure. But you knew what I was talking about, which says you kind of do. And
I hope that they know what you're talking about. But this was a great episode. I'm glad you guys. Thank you for everybody in the comments that participated. We got to go watch Ashanti and Keisha Cole. I know they're going to be late. You know, Black people be late, but I'm gonna go get prepared.
I actually have a show right now that I have to hop on to.
Oh, yikes. Okay. Well, thank you, Kasaun. Follow Kasaun at
The Life of KAY. Got a podcast, The Life of, on Spotify and Apple. Just go ahead and give it a listen. The link is in my Instagram bio, all that good stuff.
And subscribe to my channel, like this video, and we will see y'all next week on Thursday. Bye.